Hi friends, and welcome back to the channel where we uncover strange, dark, and mysterious stories. If you love tales that give you chills, hit like and subscribe, because this story won't let you go. Today, we're heading into the neon deserts of New Mexico, near Roswell, where the stars hide secrets. This is the story of Riley Harper, an astronomer who intercepted a signal she was never meant to hear. Let's dive in. It's 2025. The desert of New Mexico at night looks like it's been cut from another reality. The black sky is filled with stars, and waves of phosphorescent light ripple across the dunes. Neon cacti flare pink and blue, like reflections from distant galaxies. Riley Harper, a 28-year-old amateur astronomer and video blogger, stands alone among the sands, staring into her telescope. She's come here to capture meteor showers for her subscribers, hoping to film the lights of the heavens. But locals whisper about the signal, about a UFO that, in 1987, burst into the sky above the desert in a blinding neon flash, and then vanished. Witnesses spoke of a strange hum, shadows gliding between the dunes. And then, people started disappearing, without a trace. Riley always thought these stories were legends, until her portable radio picked up a strange noise. It was uneven, vibrating, as though something was breathing on the other side of the frequency. And amid the chaotic static, a voice cut through, distorted and low. "They see." The wind swept sand around her feet. Riley bent closer to the ground and suddenly felt something metallic beneath her fingers. Pulling it free, she froze. In her hands was a piece of metal, smooth, with an odd sheen, etched with engraved symbols faintly glowing as though reacting to her touch. She lifted her eyes back to the telescope, and through the lens, a flash. Brilliant, like a lightning strike, but too sharp, too precise. Something was moving in the sky, leaving behind a glowing trail that curved like a ribbon of glass. It couldn't be a plane, and definitely not a satellite. Moments later, the sand around her seemed to begin vibrating. The symbols on the fragment pulsed brighter. The air turned icy cold. Riley grabbed her radio, trying to tune in the signal again. Then came another word, sharp and commanding. "Look!" She lifted her gaze and froze. Far off, among the dunes, a light flared. At first, it looked like a searchlight, but it wavered, crackled, breaking apart into neon fragments. Inside that light, just for a moment, Riley saw eyes, bright, neon, hanging in the air, staring straight at her. The sand spiraled up in delicate coils. The air buzzed as if filled with invisible wires. The voice on the radio now sounded like an entire chorus, arguing with itself. And in that moment, she realized, this wasn't just a signal. Something was trying to make contact, from far away, or from some level of reality humans were never meant to see. The light over the dunes grew stronger. It was forming geometric shapes, arranging itself into patterns that looked like diagrams or codes. The fragment in Riley's hand began projecting holographic lines into the air, blueprints, formulas, symbols she couldn't read. Riley stepped back, but the light kept advancing. It wrapped around the sand, and it felt as if everything around her was becoming part of a single massive machine. Then, above the dunes, she saw a colossal shape hanging in the sky, floating silently. Its surface shimmered in neon colors, as if it were breathing. And in the center of the craft stood a dark, motionless figure, watching. Riley felt the sand tugging at her feet, as though trying to pull her under. She broke free and ran. The light began strobing, the air filled with crackling and buzzing, like 1,000 electrical sparks. But then, she spotted something half buried in the sand, a large metallic plate, engraved with the same strange symbols as the fragment in her hand. Suddenly, the plate flared to life. Symbols on its surface blinked in rhythm with Riley's pounding heartbeat. The air howled, a sound like grinding metal mixed with a soft, sorrowful cry. Riley dropped the fragment, feeling it grow dangerously hot. The light in the sky flickered, as if the craft above had lost power, or interest. The figure inside the ship vanished, dissolving into pulsing neon glow. The sky returned to its ordinary stars. The desert fell silent, but an electric tension still lingered in the air, like an echo of something vast and unseen. Riley stood there, breathing hard, and knew this was no mere light in the sky. And if the signal ever breaks through the radio again, she'll go back, because now, she's seen it too. Riley posted her recordings online, but most people called it fake. The fragment? It's still out there, buried in the sand. The New Mexico desert may seem quiet again, but locals say that if you listen at night, you'll hear a whisper and see lights among the stars. This story is a work of fiction, inspired by UFO folklore and created purely for entertainment. Any resemblance to real events or places is purely coincidental. Stay safe, and don't go chasing lights. Thanks for watching. You're amazing. If this story gave you chills, leave a comment, share it with a friend, and check out our other videos for more strange, dark, and mysterious tales. See you next time.